When God created Adam, the Eternal had specific plans in mind. Adam, God might have said, your job is to name everything. Species, genus, phyla, family. Call them what you want. There is tremendous power in naming, and Adam knew it. When Diane and Saul and Rita and Isidore created my parents, they gave them reasonably American names. Such were the times. Mix in. Don't call attention to yourself. Be proud, but not too proud. And when Sheila and Ben named me, they called me Cave Dweller. You see, Craig is of Dutch derivation and means one who dwells in the crags. And I, Craig Mitchell Lieberman, lived with this moniker for 36 years. Being Jewish, they also gave me a Hebrew name. They gave me the best name of all, Chaim. Most Jews, and perhaps the Judaized world, thanks to Fiddler on the Roof, know that Chaim means light. They gave me Mordechai as a middle name. Little did they know that is Persian, after the Akkadian god Marduk. But it sounded Jewish, thanks to the story of Purim. So Craig Mitchell Lieberman went forth into the world, a nice Jewish boy from a mostly Jewish suburban enclave. The world was my oyster, even if I could not eat it. Here is a midrash, or interpretation. It teaches that we are given 3 names in life. The names we are given by our parents, Cave Dweller. The name we earn in this world through our profession or good works, Educator. And the name for which we will be remembered by long after we are gone. The longer the better for the great ones, reputation, legacy, impact to be determined. I chose the path of Jewish educator, and Chaim became the name I used most often. It was quick cachet in the community. I could tell who was a Jew and who wasn't by how much spit they gave to pronouncing my name correctly. As time passed and my cruddy buddies of youth gave way to friends of more permanence, the cognomen Craig became more distant. Unless I was home in my mostly Jewish suburban enclave. The day our daughter, whom we gave the Jewy name of Golda Shalom, was born, I too crossed a threshold. My glowing and exhausted partner, first name Jenny, family name Person, watched as I carefully filled in the birth certificate. Golda Shalom became the world's first LieberPerson. Capital L, capital P, no hyphen. My partner's name married to my name through our creation. By the time our second came crawling, Isaiah Dove LieberPerson, we were referred to by our friends and colleagues as the LieberPersons. This, even though Dad and Mom, Abba and Ima, held steadfast to our birth surnames. The baby's Lieber people were even cuter with their odd surname. The day came when we turned to our lawyer to create a will. That appointment was more than a formality. What I found in the proceedings was the puzzle piece of me, and with it, my final piece. You see, my lawyer tired quickly of my halting qualifiers each time she reached parents' name, Craig Lieberman and Jennifer Person. I kept telling her that I was going to change it to Chaim real soon for all the reasons I've shared. By the 5th interruption in the proceedings, she declared that we would set a court date for me, and we moved on. That night, I climbed into the cragged recesses of my soul and played out a sensitive scenario. In it, Golda and Isaiah LieberPerson were being teased for their seemingly hyper-politically corrected name. Lieberman to LieberPerson. How convenient, how cheeky, how egalitarian to a fault. In the scenario, they came home to us and begged us to explain how we could have exposed them and made childhood even more difficult than it need be. We know how cruel kids can be, and we did it anyway. How could we draw so much attention? I called my lawyer and pronounced that I was ready to go, full LieberPerson. The term beshert, of destiny, of God's intelligent scheduling in our lives, is not a term taken lightly. It is how and when we meet our soulmate and can be applied to other kismet moments. My lawyer called me with my court date, and the day I declared to the judge that, yes, it is for spiritual reasons, and no, I have no warrants or undisclosed debts, the state had no problem with that name change. And it was during the week when the Jewish world was reading the Torah portion called Lech Lecha. In Lech Lecha, a revolutionary named Avram, who left his parents' enclave to a land God would show him, was given the first name change on record. Avram became Abraham. The father of the people became the father of all the people. Chaim LieberPerson received his passport, driver's license, social security card without much difficulty. I shredded Craig Lieberman junk mail with less and less scrutiny. My frequent flyer miles were refreshed one by one tedious facts. Although I found it convenient to use my maiden name, Lieberman, I was already established professionally, I backed up my little LieberPersons 100%. Still, I didn't tell my parents for 3 years. I didn't think it was relevant. Like Avram, I had so moved on. It was Ben and Sheila who nullified me by calling me Craig for the past decade. It was Ben and Sheila who lobbed guilt balls at my wife for not taking her husband's name, and that only sowed desire for distance instead of desire for family. Their engagement period gambit to get her to come around fell flat and did damage. A month ago, I think they took us on a cruise just to ascertain what they already knew. The kids were LieberPerson, and so was I. When they booked the cruise, they asked for the spellings of the kids' name, one by one. And then Jenny, who they knew was still a person. And then, with all the tension of the $64,000 question, the exact spelling of my legal name. There was thought that I would be disinherited or drastically downsized. It didn't matter. I had evolved. In departing from the family surname and creating my own, I had actually returned to a richer tradition of authenticity and assertiveness of being in this world. Some people get tattoos. Some people choose a path of one orthodoxy or another. And in my own story, the gesture of the young man in the cave had a hand in creation. Wow.